Hello, replay attendees. Glad to see you today. As you probably can say by my accent, I'm not from Bellevue. I'm from Belarus, which is a quite different place. But the reason today is because 5 years ago, a single tweet actually changed the whole direction of the way how I think and how I perceive the software implementations and the software architecture. And today I'd like to tell you the story from this tweet to the moment once we start implementing AI workflows in our applications, in applications for our customers. So my name is Anton. I'm the CTO of company Spiral Scout. We provide software development for our customers around the globe for around 15 years. By a person who is maintaining the team and tasked to make sure that we do a good job, as a tech leader, I have to always make sure that the job and the task, the tools we use is always optimal, and we don't spend additional time on doing the typical bootstrap code or anything that, well, we don't want to do. As a passionate coder, I love to mitigate that by actually creating my own tools. And for the span of my career, I created a number of open source instruments, well, and closed source instruments, everything from frameworks to ORMs to database layers, template and agents in DSL, and etc. But as time been passing and our client pool been growing and the complexity been growing with it, we soon realized that even we have our own toolkit and the team which knows that to use it, and back in the day it was mostly PHP, we have been lacking one of the very large abstractions which have been seemingly hard to get. And this abstraction, as you guys know today by this presentation and this conference, is workflow engine. So what the first logical solution that every engineer will do if he cannot get the instrument he wants in his stack? Well, let's build it itself. Very smart idea. So we started doing the research and started to look in the ways how we can start implementing the workflow engine in our products. We used to work with Amazon SWF, and it looked like a very nice solution for many things, but it still was quite proprietary and hard to use in ecosystems like open source or outside of Amazon. At this moment, once I had my first prototypes, we soon realized that amount of edge cases that we uncover by running this engine just grow exponentially. Every day and every moment, we've seen more and more problems arise from the things we expect just to work. That's the moment where I decided to come back and try to do additional research and see maybe there's a new tools in the market, maybe there's a new solutions or some better patterns. Around the time, I found a similarly well-experienced guy on Twitter who was talking all about workflows and durable executions, the patterns that they can implement, and applications that can run for the span of days and months, and etc. So I thought myself, okay, I mean, he has his solution, I have my own stack. Why not try to talk to him and see if we can collaborate to bring it in? So I wrote a Twitter message. And so, to my surprise, this person said, yeah, let's talk. So 5 years ago, by conversation with Maxim Fateev, it kicked off the quite long collaboration in which we created the Temporal PHP SDK, and we began to use and adopt Temporal for our own products and for the products of our customers. So at this moment, everything looks very nice and cozy. We have our own stack, we have powerful workflow engine. What else can you dream about? What else do you want? And that's about the moment where GPT-3 dropped on the market. Once you see this model and once you realize what state-of-the-art LLM can do, they can interpret your user requests, they can make haikus, making jokes, or help you to process any information, it becomes very obvious that there is an immense potential how we can use these solutions to build something more complex. Yet, we've seen that while implementing this solution and building our first pipelines, well, summarizing tweets, making the pull request reviews, and etc., we've still been seeing this pattern over and over that even if you have this powerful technology powered by state-of-the-art models built by very powerful companies in the world, the actual process of implementation is not that different from 20 years ago. You still go through the planning phase, design phase, implementation, and iteration. So we kind of seen a situation where we have these keys from Lamborghini, but we use it just to drive to Costco. Why we still have these powerful models that we cannot actually use to enhance our main work? These days, we have copilots and we have many other tools, but we decided to actually come back to the drawing board and challenge ourselves to a bit different question. Can we create the software that can not only be programmed ahead of the time by engineers, but the software that can actually program itself and expand its own functionality as it goes, with collaboration with user, and why not, maybe by itself, just trying to see how it can be optimized. By this moment, we clearly know that this is going to be a very challenging task. It's going to be a very complex architecture, which is going to be spanning from many domains and many parts of the system that has to be collaborating seamlessly. Well, only if you have some nice engine that will help us to cope with this complexity. With this engine is obviously Temporal, since I'm speaking here today. So let's try to dive and see what we can do in terms of LLM payloads and LLM workloads within your Temporal application.